Everybody, it's me, Ashley Brooke. So I have a support group on my Facebook, and I read a comment of a woman. She made a post actually. It was her asking for any advice on what she should do. It's just a little boy. He's about 5. And she's trying to teach him how to not, kind of not hit or not be so aggressive, when playing with his siblings or with the cat. She shared that he dropped the cat over the I think the banister, and I totally understand what she's saying. Just for the record, so you guys know who I am, if it's your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Ashley Brooke, and I am autistic, and I was nonverbal, so a little history about my autism. I grew up in a dysfunctional home where my mother was wheelchair bound, and my father, he used to be a minister, and he stopped preaching, and some history happened with my family where his siblings were murdered, and he stopped preaching, and so he totally lost himself, backslid, and my mother was wheelchair bound, and I grew up nonverbal till I was 7, and because my family didn't understand my autism, they knew I was different. I confirmed that with my father talking to him recently. They just didn't know what it was, and they had a lot going on, and my household became abusive in every sense of the word. And I left him when I was 12 years old, and so I've experienced a lot of people saying things about me when they thought I didn't understand. That was very hurtful, and I had a lot of challenges and sensory issues that they didn't understand. Most of the time, because they didn't know how to deal with my, I was very sensitive to touch, and so if anyone tried to stop me from running or try to pick me up or even try to hug me, I would immediately panic and try to get out, away from the hold, I would panic and immediately try to control my body. And half the time they would, pick me up like in frustration and toss me into a room and close the door and tell me I can come out when I was ready to act right. And I can come out, they would say, you can come out when you're ready to act like Ashley. And she would tell me, you're acting like Brooke right now. Let me know when Ashley's ready to come out. And I don't know why, but that was her way of joking, or her way of trying to say that I was multi-personality, because I was such a sweet kid that I would go from that to a totally different kid, I guess to them. They interpret me as aggressive or mean. I didn't understand, so I always a little concerned and want to help out when I hear a parent say that their child's too rough or aggressive. And I'm sure, you have to protect the other children, of course. And I totally know what you mean by, because I have my son Ozzy, he's autistic, and he's 10, and when he first had the baby, he didn't know how to respond to another, person that was getting my attention, and he'd walk up to her and pushed on her head, and he said, give her the bottle. He'd throw the bottle at her head. He didn't understand, though. He wasn't trying to be mean. He just was unsure of how to respond and how he should feel about, the change. And whenever we feel unsure of the change, it makes us unsure of the situation and the environment. So usually our reaction is very jumpy, and and we don't really think. It's kind of like we get a rush of stimulation, and we'll just try to carry out on autopilot the expectation of what we think, people expect from us. And so I have some ideas for you. So my son, to help him learn how to be gentle, I model, how to be, to help him how to empathy. And I started with me because I know that my son is very close to me. So whoever your son's very close to, whether it's you or your husband or whoever he's very, very close to, that means that he's very much will be bothered by a change in their personality or behavior. It would be concerning for the child that's very close to them, because we often, as autistic children, and I'm sure all children feel that way, but even as we get older, whoever we're very close to, if one of them is bothered, we're automatically bothered. So I would say next time your son does something that's not intentionally aggressive, but maybe moves his arms real quickly, or maybe grabs something out of your hands, or tries to play and slaps you in the face, or anything that's near you, or even if he kind of brushes you, you can practice like ow, to be extra sensitive. Say ow, and you pretend like, ow, you hurt my arm. And do the whole cry, the whole and stay there for a while and rock. And just stay quiet. See that your child that, seems like he's not paying attention, or will suddenly probably try to come up to you and try to touch you softly. And start noticing that their, actions affect people. I started doing it like that with Ozzy. And then after that, we did it with Izzy. When he pushed Izzy on her, I told him, "You hurt my baby." And he started crying, "You hurt baby." And he came to me and "Are you okay?" He didn't go to the baby. And I started doing that, and then my daughter Izzy started picking up. When I said, "You hurt baby," she kind of smiled and she went, and you're crying, help her, she needs love on you. And he went up to her, popped her head all rough, but that was a big progress for Audie. And then now today I also use there's one time that I hurt my back and I was changing diapers and Izzy was still smaller. And I said, "Ozzy, I need the wipes. Ozzy, can you go get this for me? I need your help." Children on the spectrum have they're really empathetic actually. A lot of people say that we're not. We are. And we like to feel needed and appreciated with everyone else. So get them involved. "I need it, I need your help me." And just pretend you're gonna get up and I can't do it, I need help. You'll start to, and you keep consistent, you'll notice that they will eventually start helping and doing things. Getting your child to follow tasks and do things. Put this in there, put this in the cabinet, put this getting them involved helps with the behavior. Because it takes that whole, "Oh, they hurt the cat. Oh, they did this wrong. They did this wrong." We hear that a lot about how we did things wrong, how we're disabled, what's wrong with you, And it's just tiny little comments like that here and there, and then we feel "Oh my God, we're crazy." Just little tiny comments that build up to a way that we see ourselves. Will make us, not try or be motivated to please and be get them on the game of making mom smile. Make sure you always verbalize, "Oh my God, thank you. You made me so happy." I tell my son Ozzy all the time, "Ozzy, you make me happy." I would tell him, "Ozzy, when I'm so stressed out, and I don't feel good, I just have to have Tiny." I call him Tiny. such a tiny, and I feel so happy. And he's playing a video game now. And he just kind of like, and he smiles, and he gives me hugs now. Before he didn't like to be touched. Yeah. Now we're at a point where he comes in and tries to kiss me. he comes up like all the way close to my, like, to kiss me right here. Super hit. And now he tells me, baby. When he goes to lay down to sleep, he wants baby. You want the baby in the bed? He's like, and he taps the bed. I said, you want to get her cozies? You want to put the blankets on her? He said, cozies. Because you cover her. Now he sleeps next to her clothes before he'd be all like, get her away. Now he pats her little head and frames her clothes. It's really cute to see the way they've gotten so close and the way he's careful. Earlier he opened the door and the baby ran. She's 3 years old now, but she taught me she's supposed to get out. And I said, oh, you cannot open that door, she can get out. She can really hurt herself. And then he did it again and she ran and she fell. She got a little scratch on her knee. And I said, and she started crying. I said, I told you, Ozzy, now you see, don't open that, now baby's hurt. I said, you're her big brother, you're supposed to help her. Make sure she's safe. And I said, I need your help keeping her safe, Ozzy. And it didn't hit him for at first. He was just like smiling to like kind of like and kind of process everything, like how to feel about everything. And by the time we got to the play area, at the Blue Park especially, he sat there and he started getting like emotional. He was barely kissing and all the. He felt bad. And then I helped him, walked him through that too. I said, are you sad? He said, it's okay to feel sad. You know, he made a mistake and baby got hurt. But it's okay, you know, we can learn from our mistakes. I said, I bet you're not going to do that again, huh? You're going to be careful, Ozzy. I said, that's right. I said, you're a good boy. You're a good brother, Ozzy. I said, you just keep practicing being protected. Make sure Izzy's okay. Izzy loves you very much. Don't let anything happen to Izzy. She needs you to help her more. And he kind of smiled and he hugged me. It was really cute. So yeah, when you're in that, and like I did that with myself first, get him to understand like that he could hurt somebody, that he needs to be careful. That's not nice to make others cry. You know that some living things and being family members need help being safe, staying safe. And then he mentioned about closing doors and stuff. Today, after that happened, he kept going to the gate at the park. And I was like, that's right, actually. They just need to be taught in the right way. You know, validate their feelings, but also help them process what's happening. You know, it's very big, it's hard. A lot of times we don't know how to take things and what's expected, and we want the experience to not be, you know, hurtful and sad also. So sometimes if we're not given a safe place to process that and help processing it, it's hard for us to learn and sort it all out. So, you know, and you know, people always assume that I didn't speak, but they assume that I didn't understand anything that was being said for me, and that I wouldn't remember. I remember everything. I remember my mom's friend asked her about Lizzie Orwell. And I remember exactly how it felt too, and the expression on her face. You see that we can't read facial expression, especially when we're children. I was nonverbal. I had many sensory issues. But tell me how I remember the combination of expressions that was on that lady's face and my mom's face. I knew what was happening. And I remember exactly how it felt. So that's not true. There's a lot of information that's incorrect about autism. So much. So everybody thought I didn't understand and I would never speak. I'm into the Pokemon consistently. I studied psychology and got into behavioral epigenetics, and I did it very well, very easily. And I homeschooled myself since I was 12. And I understand a lot. So, and I always have. So that's why I was just having, I was having issues because of my analytical processing, and I'm very thorough, and it took me a second. My auditory processing was affecting what I was second guessing my response and the expectations of others, and especially in the household where they spoke a lot of slang that was very confusing for me. And the difference between the behaviors and mine, they made me feel different. In like not a good way. I feel like I was broken, disabled, heavy, long. They talked about me like I was neither. And that made me feel distant. They'd be like, oh, you're isolated, huh? It's like, kind of like I felt. The force pushing me away. I didn't feel comfortable around, with the comments and I'm not saying that it's losing my comments fault for this part, but I've had sensory issues and didn't understand them, and they shamed them, and they didn't help me work through them. And it's like, oh my god, I didn't do that, just the car, get out, and handle that. And they didn't help me understand what was going on. And I didn't know what autism was at that time. I knew it was different, and I knew that I didn't want to know. And then I thought, if I went away to mom, I can, eventually get out of there, and hopefully I can survive and make my way. And then I won't have to feel like that anymore. And I did. And I learned to be high masking. Caused a little trauma shock, I think, a little bit. And I really give myself enough credit. I don't think it's a trauma shock, I think it's just me high masking for so long causes like affects your nervous system really. Because I feel some anxiety and tension, and I'm just repressing it and pushing it down, and shaking it off. And that's how I process my stimulation. It's just I can just turn something like that off. It's not like it's having thoughts or emotional, this is more sensory, this is physical that I'm pushing forward. I just want to bring awareness that, if you have that situation, model it first for yourself, with your friend. Get them to help out. Like, oh, I need your help, can you do this, and do that. And also, if you're a younger one, I always used to go to Audrey, yep, I got one for you, and baby got you this one. Baby got this for you. Baby loves you. I have to keep in mind, we have trouble feeling love because of the difference. But I tell my son, because he loves you, you're your brother. I have to help him, process, how to feel about it, and how it's supposed to feel, what our intentions are. Like the purpose of Izzy wasn't to hurt him. I would tell him those words when I tell him. I said I would tell him, don't worry, I know she's still little, but she's a little girl, but she's going to be a really good sister to you. Tell them your best friend is what? Your sister loves you. And she needs you, Audie. She needs Audie. Whatever happened. Always prompt them to be close. And he's non-verbal talk for him, but your brother loves you. Tell the other one too, so they get kind to each other. They look out for each other. somebody out, I'll get him involved. And he's throwing the cat off the banister. It's horrible, I'm not laughing, it's just funny because like, I know I'm feeling, one time I gave my son a, there was a butterfly and I caught it in my hand. And I was like, it was still alive and it was like, and then for some reason it was still staying in my hand. I was like, look, how see. And he grabbed it and he pulled the wings apart. I was like, oh my god. Be careful, they're like that. Sometimes they don't understand, they don't understand like how strong or the effects that they have on living, creatures. What I started doing with my son when he had gotten a cat. The cat actually taught him how to go to bed because he had sleep disorder. And like got him to put himself to bed and lay down and stay in bed. So he had this little cat and he kept picking up by his arms and his tail. And the little cat was nice and I just feel like a little, I'm like, oh my god, this cat must not understand that he has, issues like with his sensory and his autism. Because that cat was so nice. And that time, oh, it's a baby kitty. Put it to sleep. Put the little baby to sleep. And I said, put it to bed. It's bedtime, kitty. Go to bed, kitty cat. Everyone's going to sleep. Good night, Ozzy. Good night, I'll tell my baby's out of time. Good night, Alex. Good night, Ozzy. Good night, kitty. Good night, kitty. Get in bed. And treat the little cat like a little present. Get to bed. And give it rules with everybody else. And Ozzy would just sit there and laugh and smile at me. And later on, when it started coming time to bed, he'd go out and get the cat, pick it up, put it in bed, put a blanket on it. The little cat would just lay like that with a little paw on the blanket. It was so cute. And I think it helped by modeling another way. What that did for him when I was doing that with the cat and coming around the house, I was showing him that we treat it like a person. We treat it like a, like a mom or my daughter's father, and treat that cat with respect and get it to bed and have responsibility. It's not getting off easy for us to do it, I made it see it, in a different way and allowed him to have a different interaction with the cat. It wasn't just a thing that you pick up and get stimulated by. It was like, oh, it has feelings. It has to do things. Mom's gonna yell at it. That's gonna get in trouble. Oh, it likes to go to sleep. It's cold. And allows him to see that it needs nurture and care. That is part of, part of the family. So yeah, with the cat, we should do that. That will really help. And also, see how participate in feeding. The cat. And putting it to bed. Do human-like stuff, though. It'll make see it like that more faster. Well, I hope this video helped a little bit. And sometimes it's the most simplest things that you would be like, oh yeah, I thought maybe that worked, or I would have done that, or I thought it would work with a neurotypical kid, but I didn't think it was. Yeah, it's still children. They're still children, and it probably was more effective it works more effectively when we know the right approach with it to an autistic child, because we go based off of information, so what we learn, it sticks. We're not naturally like deceitful or liars or manipulators or sneaky. We're pretty much just like, and that's because we're very like, information that we have, it's like we have so much trouble like just making sure that we're doing what's expected at. We like to put all the cards on the table to make sure like, okay, what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, share that bit of information with you and tell you that there's no limit for your child. You just need to try to keep working at finding the right approach. If you need some more assistance, like knowing what that is and what their learning style may be, because we all learn differently, and especially autistic kids with sensory stimulation issues, we sometimes need more understanding and support, and knowing just the right way to come about and teach. and how we process information, like what sensories need to be stimulated for us to understand and retain, you know, there's nothing that helps us understand the sensory stimulation and how it's that other sensories are being overly stimulated, and they need help to balance those before we can process thought. Because having the overload, it's overwhelming that we can't process anything else at that point. It's like my thinking will just freeze. I can go from very, very capable to like, oh my god, I can't even remember to get in the shower. I can't sleep, or I can't stop walking. It's because I'm too overly stimulated, and I need to do these things so that I can balance my sensory stimulations, because sometimes I'm overly sensitive to sound, and so sometimes I have to move, and I'll move to the sequence of sound, and it allows me to kind of like divide, where I was having like 100% of stimulation over here in sound, I can kind of pass 50% of that, or 50% of that over to the physical part, and I can just, it helps me like almost physically shaking it off, and I'm able to like hear information and not freak out or get anxious, or feel frustrated by what people are saying to me. And I feel like it's going too fast. I'm just be quiet. Hey, everybody. And I can go from that, from like super capable to like totally being like, everybody be quiet kind of thing. So I hope that helps you. Any other questions about potty training, speech, meltdown, sensory overloads, learning styles, interpersonal learning, just naming some, how to have a difficult conversation with a non-verbal child, physical therapy, medical associations with autism. I think everything I went through. Bullying, issues making friends, confidence and self-esteem. What it feels like to be autistic. Emotionally and physically, mentally. Feel free. I have been through so much that I'm able to express it well. And I would like to think that I didn't go through everything that I went through with my autism for no reason. I don't think God works that way. It helps me by being able to help other people with autistic children or other adults with autism find themselves and their purpose. It would make my life make sense. So, everybody, reach out, subscribe to my channel. I love helping out and being, part of the community, and in a way where I can help and make sure that people on the spectrum are understood and respected, and they get equal opportunities. I have to fight for everything to get any assistance, any help, any acceptance, any safety. And I feel like maybe part of it maybe made me very capable of, advocating for myself, very capable of speaking today. And a lot of people say, nonverbal, and they have issues speaking, they're gonna have problems speaking older. To be honest, I feel that autistic people with the right support, whatever challenge we have as children, if we can have the right support, the right mindset, that one thing that we're very, very, bad at as younger youth, and what we have struggles with, and social awkwardness, social anxiety, is very probable that we will excel in it. I'm very obsessive and very good at research. And the social communication is, it's not, they say it's not instinct for us. Yeah, for autistics, we have to learn it like textbook. We're very good studying. We're very good at research. So eventually we do get it down. Most of the time we get it down very well. And because of our ability to be very analytical in our processing, that we think a lot in many different aspects and many different angles of a scenario, we are able to fully express very thoroughly, and because we have this thing about us where we're not really we don't get embarrassed as much as neurotypicals. So it allows us to take that anxiety and that fear of what people would think, because we've been dealing with it all our lives. So it's like it gives this different type of power, and very sincere when we speak. You feel it. And I used to feel bad about me not speaking. I used to feel bad about me, and we're not telling all I was, different. But the older I get, I realize that, I love being different, because the world's crazy and my brain doesn't allow me to follow the trend. So, you're blessed. I think every mother should look at their autistic child and feel like, dang, I'm blessed, because it slowed me down. It slowed me down in this fast-paced world. This world's so fast, and it's so wrapped up in not even in yourself anymore, because it's so fast. Just doing what you need to survive. And an autistic child kind of brings you right back to you. So you have to thank your Lord and Savior for that. He knows what you need. I don't think he made any mistakes. With that being said, subscribe to my channel. My children love to see the numbers go up also. It makes them feel, people like what we're doing, and it praises their efforts, and, like potty toilet training, and it makes them try, on the video, and it's just fun for us, this is what we do. I'm the kind of mother that I don't go out, I'm with my children 24/7, and this is our fun, and keeping record and sharing, and giving back to the community any way that we can, and we give it back through, with support and sharing information, with resources and tips and what it feels like, and just help parents have more insight. And I think it's not really to give it insight in a sense where this is what you do, and let me tell you how to do it. And no mother wants to have some other woman come and be like, this is what you do to your kid. It's more like in a support, here, this is how it feels, and you know how to respond with your mother intuition, and just give the mother the support, to where they're not alone, and I hope that hearing me speak right now, I hope that it helps give you some peace, and take away some of the worry that you have for your child, to know that nothing is set in stone, and only the Lord decides. The Lord is the boss. He will. Don't listen to a doctor. They said I wouldn't speak to. They said I wouldn't take care of my whole life. I don't speak. And by myself, I have no family, and I have 2 special needs children, with different challenges and different diagnoses, and I'm doing it over myself. So I'm not only taking care of myself in every sense of the word, but I'm also advocating, fighting discrimination, so, taking care of my kids, coaching them through therapies that even the therapist doesn't know how to respond and be as efficient and thorough as I am. So they don't know what they're saying. Don't listen to them. Just love your child, keep working, and coach them. Model a lot of things, coach and involve. Don't take away the control. Taking away control will make a child respond like, it's not physically. So yeah. Anyways, subscribe to my channel. I'm pretty sure if you, if you have an open mind, you love your child that's autistic, you're definitely gonna be able to take a lot of information from my videos. I believe so. Yeah. Well, we will catch you later. Oh. I'm gonna model. Let's see if Ozzy will do it real fast before I go. Just to give you an example of the model. Ozzy, he need to start by doing this. Tiny, I hurt my finger. You hurt it, Tiny. I'm gonna cry, Tiny. Give a huggy. You hurt. Oh, my finger. Huggy, Tiny. Huggy. Oh, Tiny. One more huggy. Thank you, Tiny. You made me feel good, Tiny. Thank you. You start just by teaching them that to show that you need them and to feel better. And then that will start helping them, prompting them to think how they, that they can make people feel good instead of bad. And then it inspires them, like they want to make you happy, they want to please you, and they want to see you, you need them. Children, to build the self-esteem and confidence and to make them feel like they have a sense of belonging in a place and, how to behave. They need to feel good where they're at. So help them feel good where they're at. And you'll be surprised. All right, everybody. I hope that helped. Reach out.